Hello, in this short video I will show you and explain why a single essential oil works. What is the power behind it? I mean, here we all heard of lavender, we all use it, we all know what it's good for, but why is it working that way? You know, kind of behind the scenes. And next I want to take you through blending. So sometimes it is better to have one oil instead of many because you might dilute the effect, you might actually be wasteful of your resources, or you might even be contradictory. So I will go over this very quickly and very straightforward. So I took lavender as an example because we all are familiar with it. There's a lot of research on the oil itself, but let's take a look behind the scenes why it actually is so effective for so many things. So here, if we take a look in Dropsmart, any essential oil, at the top you will find out more information on the essential oil, and here in this gray section it will tell you about the essential oil. In this case it is lavender, and as you see we have plenty of research done. So one of the reasons we will reach out for lavender is for its sedative action, and here you will see that it was tested. We do have research on lavender as an essential oil being sedative, so this will give you a great rationale to use it for that purpose. Also, if we take a look at how aromatherapists and other professionals use it and recommend in books and journals as well as research, we will see that yes, sleep is one of those. We have research on it, we have some reputable people mentioning it, that it actually works, as well as sleeplessness and other things that come along with, you know, having trouble with sleeping. But still, why does it work? Okay, these people have experience with it, as well as we have research telling us that it is a sedative, but why it works? So let's take a deep breath and take a look at the detailed report. And what we have here is the chemical constituents that make up the essential oil, but I'll make it very simple for you. The two main chemical components that are dominating in any lavender is right here, linalool, and you will find a long list of properties for linalool right here, so you don't have to worry about it or look for it. Next is this ester called linalyl acetate. So together these two components create the majority of any lavender you might be using. So how does that tell us the behind the scenes? In Dropsmart you can take a look at all the research we found for these chemical constituents as well. However, to make it very straightforward and simple for you to use, we calculate these properties together to give you the percentages of the properties of the chemical constituents. So we can compare, if I look at less information because we have so much information on lavender. So this has been the research on the essential oil, on lavender in this case, and it is proven to be a sedative. However, we can back that up further by looking here. We have over 70% on chemical constituents within lavender that have been proven to be sedative as well. So this is the behind the scenes. This is now starting to make sense why lavender is such a great oil to use for sleep, because we have all of these chemical constituents, chemical components that have research on them being a sedative. And here is our linalyl acetate and linalool, both having research being sedatives. So you can once again see that together they make up almost 70% of the oil. And you can then apply this for anything. For example, anti-inflammatory. All of these chemical constituents here have been proven to be anti-inflammatory. So it does align with the anti-inflammatory effect of lavender. So now we begin to understand why lavender works in such ways, why it is antibacterial, because we have the components that are antibacterial, and you will find it here somewhere on this list, on the top of the list. All of these chemical constituents are antibacterial. Also, Anti-inflammatory, we just looked at that. Antidepressant, you will find that linalool is antidepressant, and so on. So we can demystify why lavender is so effective on so many things. It is because what is inside, the constituents that make up the lavender, bring out its power. So now you might want to mix lavender with another essential oil. So let me tell you what not to do. This is a typical mistake. For example, lavender is also an analgesic, so you might want to use peppermint with it. But peppermint is also a stimulant. As you see here, it stimulates us physically, it wakes us up, it refreshes us. So if you were to blend lavender with peppermint, even though it might work on pain, if you use it in the evening, it will be contradictory. It will not work in synergy. So you will be diluting the wonderful effect of lavender, that it will calm you down to help you to sleep if you are to blend it with peppermint. So this is one of the reasons why in this case lavender used as a single essential oil will be far more powerful than if you blend lavender and peppermint together. It will be contradictory and your effect will not be effective anymore. So let me show you how this works with other oils as well, because lavender, we already know it's a sedative, and we saw peppermint isn't, right? However, if you look at another mint species, and here we have bergamot mint, we know far less about it. You know, there is nothing really telling us in the research that it is a sedative. However, we do have people telling us that with their experience, bergamot mint is helping with relaxation, with insomnia as well. So why is that, you know? If we just memorize these profiles as we are used to in aromatherapy schools, you will not know why bergamot is actually working. You will not be able to get creative with it. And it's very straightforward. If you take a look at its chemistry, again, it has the same two constituents being dominant, linalool and linalyl acetate. Here it is. It is dominating, again, even more than 70% of this particular essential oil. So if you take a look at what our chemistry is so generously sharing with us, it is that all of these could be applied as well. And here it is, over 88% of chemical components within bergamot mint are proven to be sedative. And here it is, our linalool and linalyl acetate. So you have far more rationale to use it, to sell this oil, to use it in your blend for sleep, for example. Even though nobody wrote about it, you have rock solid information and proof, because Dropsmart is going to provide you with, you know, the references to add to your article or blog or whatever it is that you're using this information for. You have solid rationale, proof, and reasons why you're going to use bergamot mint to aid sleep or relaxation. So now the next question is, will you blend bergamot mint with lavender to induce sleep? In my opinion, no, because it is wasteful. Although very complementary, they are both helpful for sleep. But now that you understand why, because of linalool and linalyl acetate being the dominant components, you will not be blending these two essential oils because it will be wasteful. You will not bring anything new, fresh, and dynamic to this equation, unless it's solely for the smell of it. But if it's for it to be effective, you should not use these two oils. It's very wasteful of your resources, including money, oils, environmentally, you know, from all aspects, it doesn't make sense. So what can we use then? And I'll share that in the upcoming videos. But just as a takeaway, one oil, whether you choose bergamot mint or lavender, will be far more effective than using 2, 3, or 5 sometimes. And now you know why. It's because it already is a little blend in itself. It is quite a powerful one, a cocktail. See all of these chemical constituents working in your favor to help you to relax and sedate your client. So thank you for watching, and I invite you to watch next video to learn more about that.